Hey everybody, welcome to Storytime with John and Friends. I'm your host, John. Today we have another great episode for you. I was joined by my new friend, Michael Bohn. You may know Michael from singing in the band Woe Is Me, as well as Issues. It was a lot of fun to have Michael on. He shared a lot of stories from his past playing in Woe Is Me. They were a band in the early 2000s. He sang for them for years. Him and a friend started another band called Issues, which did very well for years. Michael called in and we had some conversations about how Woe Is Me came back as a band. Yes, they are back. He did let us know that in the episode, as well as how it ended in the first place, how he started the new band Issues, which was very interesting. For him to be in one band and go to another and have as much success as they did was very interesting. It was very cool to see that perspective. Mike also shared a lot of stories from the road, playing in different countries, his experiences with Linkin Park. This is a pretty unbelievable episode. I did not realize how much he had done, so it was a lot of fun to sit down and talk about this stuff. Everything Mike's got going on will be down below in the description. Woe Is Me has some new music that just came out. Definitely give that a listen. Give his old band Issues a listen. Show some support. Give him a follow. Let Mike know you listened to the episode and what you thought of it. If you guys like what you see, like what you hear, please remember to like and subscribe. Share with a family member. Share with a friend. Anything you do helps. And without further ado, enjoy the episode.
We were pissing neon green every day.
That big ball of heat in the sky was too much. I thought there was a bear.
Reality goes, yeah, fresco. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to
Welcome to
Storytime.
Storytime. All right. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Dude, busy.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good or bad?
busy. Good. I would kill for a vacation. But yeah, good. I just recently moved up to like New England.
Okay.
From Atlanta. So I've been up here for, a little bit and not too long, about a month or so, I guess.
Very
about
nice.
a month and a half. So just dealing with that and getting a new job and getting settled in and then doing band stuff on top of all that. It's
Right.
just been it's been a crazy like last month and a half.
I believe it. You guys decided to restart up the band, huh?
We did, yeah.
So what was the idea behind that? Like you guys were just like, we miss it, let's go for it?
Dude, no, I'll be honest. The thought of Woe Is Me ever being a band again, or me even being a part of it, was like the furthest thing from my mind. If somebody would have told me that I would have been doing Woe Is Me again in 2023, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
So basically what had happened, long story short, there's a promoter in Texas. He actually reached out and they're putting together a new festival out there. And they said, hey, they basically said like, hey, what are the odds that Woe Is Me will get back together? Like we want you to play this festival. Like, would there be any chance of it? And I think they originally went and hit up Corey. And I think Corey read it and just like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he read it and just didn't even say anything. He was just like, yeah, fuck that. So, so he just like, I think he just read it and was like, yeah, nah, I'm not even going to respond.
Right.
Well, Hans, then they sent it to Hans, I guess. And then Hans responded and was like, dude, I'm not even trying to be like negative, but like, there's no way in hell. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
So basically, they came back and were like, no, we're actually very serious about it. Like, it's a serious offer. Like we actually will pay. Like, we want to send you like a fair offer, like good money. Mm-hmm. And Hans was like, all right, let me just see like what. Let me just even see if this is even a possibility. Like, we hadn't talked and like nobody in Woe Is Me had really like talked in years besides myself and Kevin.
Right.
Because Kevin and I did a couple other projects together after Issues, but so Hans like basically reached out to me and I think Kevin, and he's like, hey, so this promoter in Texas wants Woe Is Me to get back together and play this festival. And he's like, and they're actually very serious about it. It's not like some joke. Like, they want to actually do it and see if Woe Is Me like would actually be able to play a show again. And I was like, what? I was so thrown off because I just never thought that would ever be a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, fast forward, we basically like started talking, and we're like, all right, well, let's just see what everybody's up to. Like I didn't even have like everybody's number, and I was like, so let's just see if we can track everybody down. You know,
right,
Andrew's in Canada. I don't know where like anyone like lives now or like what everybody's doing. So we basically just had to track every member down and be like, hey, like, no, we haven't talked in 10 years, but
yeah.
You want to play a Woe Is Me show? Like, and I was very surprised at how quickly everybody was able to say yes. You know, like everybody, like for the most part, they were very much like shocked, but they were like, that would be cool. Like, yeah, like, let's do it. And so we ended up meeting up at a restaurant and talking, and we ended up accepting the offer and went from there. And then from that, the plan was, I've talked about this a little bit, but like the plan originally was to just play that one show and be like, hey, like, if you want to see Woe Is Me one more time, we're playing a show in Texas at a festival. So here it is. Like, if this is your last chance to see Woe Is Me, if you want to see them one more time, here we are.
Right. Yeah.
And the announcement just like went insane. Like, it was just complete chaos. Like the announcement, I was just like, holy crap, this many people care still. I was like, I did not expect it at all. And like, I was like, my mom even called me and was like, people are losing their freaking minds. She's like, you can't just play one show. And I was like, well, that's the goal. That's the plan.
I mean, you got to start there, right? You can't just jump into it thinking like, we're going to do this show and then just tour for the whole year. You know, you gotta plant the seed and throw out the cast and see who takes a little nibble. And if people want to see you, then you just keep going.
And like, my mom goes, she goes, people are going to be pissed off if you just do one show and call it a day. She's like, you're going to have to play more than one. And I was like, all right. So we were like, all right, we'll do a hometown show then. So we played an Atlanta show. We announced an Atlanta show. And then from there, it just spiraled. Then we just started getting offers, like one a week. And we're like, oh my God. Like,
so are those offers like mainly are they like festival circuit type offers, or are they just like, let's get a tour going?
Yeah, they were mainly like festivals and like one-offs. You know, we turned down a few different offers. They just weren't right for us, or like we just like, they would be like a little on the, no offense to any promoter or anything like that or venue, but like they would be on the lower end of like pay, and like we would just like, we're like, yo, we can't play a show for X amount of money because we're gonna go in the hole. So so we did turn down a few, but like for the most part, it was the festivals and the shows that we did this year. And we just kept getting them, and we were just like, oh my God. So like, you know, like we're like, should we write new music? So writing new music wasn't even a thought either. Like we're just going to play a handful of shows. We'll make some people happy and be like, all right, there. Now here we are. We're working on our third song. So
yeah, that's awesome. So I've heard, I heard Listen to Ghost. I listened to Red. Great songs. Congratulations on both of those. So you guys just back now?
We are absolutely.
That's
we're
awesome.
Doing it. Yeah.
Good for you.
So I don't think we really had a choice.
I mean, you did. It's just, you go so long without it too. So I was in a touring band called The Traditional, and like we ended years ago, and it's like we would love to play all the time, but like you build a life over it. Like, especially you guys, it's been you're 10 years removed. You know, you were in Issues, but you know, 10 years removed, you all built lives after that band. So being coming back to it and being like, I would love to do that, but then actually, first of all, taking the chance and being like, screw it, let's just go for it. But also like the mentality of, all right, I need to move some stuff around and things are going to change like drastically, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's funny. I talked to at I think it was at Incarceration or Blue Ridge, one of those. I talked to I was talking to Spencer from Under Oath about it a little bit, and he was like, the kind of the same thing happened. The kind of the same thing happened when we got back together. He was saying he's like, we didn't really. He's like, we announced like a reunion or whatever, like with Aaron, and he said that like the way he put it was like, I was like, yeah, that's a good way to put it. But he said like, hey, the train's moving. It's either on or off.
Right. Yeah.
Like he's like, we didn't really have a choice. He's like, it's either like, it's like, hey, like this thing's taking off whether we want it to or not. Like, and that's kind of how it was with us. Like, it was like, hey, we announced a couple shows, and then from there it just snowballed. And it's like, all right, this is happening whether we like really want it to or not. Like people were wanting to see it, and it was shocking. It was humbling. It was very humbling. So
Did kids just go nuts? Are kids going nuts at these shows? They've had 10 years to just listen to these songs and pray for the day for you guys to get back together, and it's finally here,
Yeah, it's cool, man. The Atlanta show, specifically, I mean, we've had a lot of great shows this year, but specifically Atlanta, which I guess actually that was last year, my bad. But the hometown show in Atlanta we did, it was around this time, I think it was November of last year. So that show specifically, I mean, the crowd was so insanely loud that like we were having trouble like hearing, and like I would just take my in-ears out and just have the crowd just singing. I remember looking back, and we had all our family and friends there, and I looked back and I was just like, man, this is really, really special. This is awesome. Really, really special. And like just with how loud they were, it was a cool feeling.
That's awesome. What was your favorite performance since you've been back?
Maybe the Atlanta show, but Incarceration was great. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a great festival. Ran very smoothly. Everybody was very professional. It was a cool setting. Overall great festival.
That's awesome. So, I reached out to you to see if you want to be on the pod, share some stories, have a conversation. What's it like to get ready as Woe Is Me and prepare for a tour?
Oh man. Well, right now it's like it's kind of chaotic because, like you said earlier, we have to move things around because Andrew has his own contracting business. Corey, he's a personal trainer and he has his own like supplement line. Like I do home inspections and so forth, and we all have like I guess big boy jobs now. Right, so yeah. So we do have to move some stuff around, and we're all in like almost all in different states. Obviously our home base is like Atlanta, but Andrew lives in Canada. I'm up here in Massachusetts, and then our drummer Matt is in Ohio. So so we gotta move some stuff around. We gotta fly in to Atlanta, and we gotta rehearse there. So like it's kind of chaotic, but like we make it work. Like and we all have setups at our own places. We have our recording setup and everything, and like we have all our gear and everything. So while in between like shows and stuff, we're all learning the songs. We're all practicing amongst ourselves, and that's just kind of something that like, hey, like don't come to practice like not knowing the song, right? Yeah. Like take some time for yourself at home, like at night when you get home from work, and like just make sure you know the song. Come to practice ready, Mm-hmm. So
what do you fly out there a week early, 2 weeks early to just start practicing, or what's
it's about about a week.
About a week.
Yeah, it'll be about a week. But we don't need really much more than that, but like a week we can get like if we run through the set like 2 times every day for like a week, like I feel like we're pretty golden.
That's good. Great.
Yeah.
Nice. So as far as like when back in the day when you guys were touring, because I know it's been a minute since you probably thought about it. But what was it like back then? So when they called you, so you weren't in the band when they called it quits, were you?
I was not. I was
Okay.
already in Issues.
So did you leave the band for Issues? Or was that just like you joined after?
Issues wasn't a thing. So when What Was Me, myself, Corey, and Ben, all three, basically, I won't go into like crazy details because it'll take me forever, but like, we basically weren't happy. We had made up basically, long story short, we had made up our mind, like, you know, myself, Corey, and Ben, that we were done. We were like, we don't want any part of this anymore. We're done. Like, this is just, you know, it was very toxic. So we made a point, like, hey, we're gonna go into practice. Which we had an actual What Was Me house, basically, like where we was like our place where we practiced every day.
Headquarters, yeah.
Yeah, it was like our headquarters, like the What Was Me headquarters. Like, so that was like our home base, and like, so we're like, hey, we're gonna go to practice, and we're basically gonna sit everybody down, and we're gonna quit. So that's what we did, and everybody was kind of shocked. They were like, holy shit, you know, a band loses 3 members in one day. Like, I give them props for carrying on, you know. Yeah, so Issues wasn't even a thought. And me, Corey, and Ben, like, we were like, I don't care if we keep playing music, if we start something new. I just don't want to be in What Was Me. And that was like the general consensus. Mm-hmm. So we basically, we quit, and then we, some time passes, and we just kind of like take some time for ourselves to figure out what we want to do. And then, you know, long story short, Tyler and I reconnect. And then he's like, hey, I'm thinking about starting up a new project. Like, would you want to do something together? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so that's how kind of Issues started.
Yeah, pretty organic. That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So when What Was Me, when you were still in the band, like at its height for you, how big were you guys at that point? Because I remember you guys back in the day. When you guys started in 2009, right?
Yeah.
So I was a senior in high school. I graduated in 2009. So I remember when you guys were doing your thing, you know.
Yeah.
How big were you guys at the height of it?
I feel like a fairly decent size. I feel like it's tough because like it's hard to judge because it's just weird because so many people will, you know, to this day say like hey, like the Numbers album like changed the game, and the Numbers album this and the Numbers album that. But like, I mean, I feel like we were I don't even know how to put it. Like, I feel like we were a big Warped Tour band, if that makes sense.
So you were like selling out clubs type size, right?
Yeah, like we could pull like 1,200 heads.
Yeah,
but it wasn't anything crazy, you know, like it wasn't. But I feel like on paper we were bigger than like what we were actually pulling. But like I just feel like specifically like the Numbers album, like that made a very big impact. But you know, like our draw, I feel like maybe like I don't know, like maybe we had a cult following, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like it's hard to judge when you're actually in the band, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool to see like the impact that the Numbers had, but I don't, you know, like, you know, it's just weird to me that it's just I don't know. It's weird that to this day people still are like, that's my favorite album. Like, and I'm just like, because in the midst of it all, I don't even know. Ben and I actually joked about this. He goes, what the hell were we even writing? he's like, we were okay because we were all right out of high school, right? You know, like we're all right out of high school. Like, how did we do that? Right. Like, yeah. Ben, it was so funny because we had this big conversation where we're like, how did we make Numbers? Like, how did we write that shit? Like we, you know, like we were at the band house every day. We literally we would eat, sleep, and breathe music, you know? Mm-hmm. and that's all we did, and that's all we knew. Like I would go. I was working, and I had just started college, and I was in like my first semester of college, and I would go to class, go to work, and then go straight to the band house, spend the night, go back, then go to class, go to work, go back to the band house, and it was 7 days a week. But like we were either writing or practicing, and that's all we did. But like I don't know. I don't even know how like kids right out of high school created that. Like it's so weird. And some other bands too. Like you think about like band, even like Icy Stars, like their first album. Some of those guys were like 17 years old. Like how do you do?
That's when you're. That's when you're the most creative, though. In that age range, because you're just firing on all cylinders. So, I mean, I get it. And you guys did it at a time too, where like that was the prime time to write that kind of record with the screamo metalcore, clean singing, with all of that. That was like the height of that. That was the beginning, and it climbed so quick. You had, Under Oath, obviously, like this, still killing it. Woe Is Me. You had, Icy Stars. You had all these huge bands that they kind of just blew up overnight almost, and that, especially back in the day too, like alternative press was such a big deal. Not that they're not now, but I don't think they're as big a deal as they were then now.
Yeah.
And that's like paper in front of you, like you get Paramore's on the cover of it. I'm going out and I'm buying that one. Kids couldn't wait to get in there and just check out new bands and all that stuff. So
absolutely,
you guys, you hit it at the right time too.
Yeah, and it was like with the it was like mixing the sorry, that's a good. Mixing the R&B, the a little bit of R&B with the metal and everything, like basically even like Imarosa, like Johnny Craig's vocals, like that R&B, smooth R&B sound with metalcore. Like it was like it was hot,
Yeah, but you guys did it tastefully. You know what I mean? It wasn't cheesy. It matched it worked with the music you guys were writing.
Yeah.
Like even with Issues, I actually made note of it. Like the R&B feel of the vocals mixed in with the metalcore of Issues. It's just like it meshed really well. It didn't feel out of pocket. It didn't sound like something shouldn't be in this scenario,
Yeah. And it was cool because like specifically, I guess with Issues, we all came from like such big, like different backgrounds. We all grew up in completely different environments. But when we came together, it just kind of happened, so
yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know, like with What Was Me, is kind of going back to like the band house and like what we did to prepare for like a tour, like that was our home base. Like we had like a actual house that we like lived at, slept at. Like I would go home to see my mom. My bed was at my mom's house, but like the What Was Me house, like I was there like every day,
right.
And I would go home and see my mom and spend some time with her for a little bit, but then I'll go right back to the What Was Me house, and we practiced every single day. We wrote every single day. It was, we would be up until like midnight, and then I would have to get up for class or like work at like 6 a.m. And it was crazy, but it paid off, and like we all busted our asses. So
awesome.
But yeah, it was a fun time. That house was imagine like 7 dudes like staying in a house like right out of high school that you're able to just like it was
do whatever
just
you
chaos.
want. Yeah, for sure.
It was absolute chaos. We should not have had that house. Like
that's but I'm sure you have so many experiences and memories from that, having
and it's funny
opportunity,
because
sure.
I used to live like not too far from that house, and every time I would drive by there, like I would just be like, man, the memories there.
Yeah.
The memories in that house, man.
So
yeah, crazy.
What was your favorite tour you've ever done? any band, anything you've done, like what is the most memorable tour you've done?
Dude, it would have to be something. It would probably have to be. That's tough because like there's been memorable shows, but like a memorable tour would be the most memorable tour. I think it would have to be a tie between the American Dream Tour, which was Bring Me, Of Mice and Men, Issues, and Let Live.
Oh, that's a big one.
And that tour at the time was just like, holy shit. Like
Yeah.
that was like the tour. And like when we got that offer, I was like, my jaw dropped.
Yeah,
But
that's a huge tour.
But that one I would have to be tied with. I don't think I could pick a one, but like it would have to be tied with the All Time Low tour that we did. And that was like it was like All Time Low, us, State Champs, and we were Issues was the oddball out on that tour, because you know, we were the only heavy band on that tour, and it was cool because we had like mosh pits at the All Time Low, and like, but we were stoked, and there was a ridiculous amount of kids like every show on that tour. So
I believe it,
especially
with how big All Time Low is and was, you know, even back in the early 2000s, that was at their height, you know.
Yeah, like there's like 5,000 to 7,000 kids every show.
Yeah, that's wild.
So it would be the American Dream or the would Bring Me or the All Time Low tour. I don't know if I could pick.
So my next question is, what your most memorable show, you know, place you've played, experience performing?
It would have to be. I would have to do a tie again. It would probably be. So forgive me, but
no, you're
it
fine.
would be the Japan show. We did a Japan show with One OK Rock, and I don't know if you know much about them, but in Japan they were like Justin Bieber. So
okay.
So they'll do like stadiums, like actual like football, or like over there it's like baseball stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
Like 30,000 cap 2 nights in a row. Wow. So like we did a show with them. They did 2 nights in a row at this arena, and it was like 25,000 people. And we got to play it, and that was unreal. Like I'd never played anything that big before, and like just like 25,000 people is just like, but the adrenaline you feel is just like unreal. Like, and I wasn't scared. I was just excited. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of people. I want to go. I'm ready to go. Like, let's entertain them.
Cloud 9.
yeah. And it's cool. So many people are like, aren't you like scared to go? And I'm like, no, I see that many people, and I'm like, let's entertain those people. Like, let's give them a show. It's fun, man. It's just so much fun.
What's that like with the being in a foreign place like that? Are people still going nuts? They do the way they do here?
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool to hear people like that don't speak like a lick of English, like know every word of your song.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like it's a wild feeling. But I would say that, or the most memorable would be that, or the Linkin Park, when we were able to play with like Linkin Park, and that was like, that is a day I'll absolutely never forget.
That's like that's got to be like life changing, that experience, you know.
It's something I'll cherish forever, man.
Yeah,
like
that's very cool.
I'll never like. I'm just so lucky that and grateful that I got that opportunity, because I saw the email, because how it happened, we got an email. Tyler looked at the band email, and we got an email from Mike Shinoda to our band email, and it was like, hey, like we're doing a surprise set at Warped Tour, and we wanted to see if you and if Tyler and Michael wanted to do a song with us. And I was like, this has to be a joke. Like, it's got to be a joke. Like, so it ended up it wasn't, obviously, and like we just like I called my mom and like called my family, and I was like, holy crap, like this is happening. And it was cool as we got to like, you know, getting that email. I was just like, holy crap, I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's insane. That the mental state you have to be in to like have that, to receive that and be like, wait, really? Like,
Yeah,
Really? Me?
because it was just random. It was crazy. It was like random, we playing the show. I've talked about this too before in like other interviews, but like playing the show was one thing that was surreal to absolutely go up there and be able to do. I think we did like Faint with them, and we went up there and like to do that is like unreal, and that was just like such a freaking cool experience. But it was the rehearsal that day. I remember specifically the thing that like really sticks out in my mind was going to and walking to like the rehearsal spot with our tour manager, and he was taking us. I remember just walking with him, and I was like, I'm about to go rehearse with Linkin Park. I was like, holy crap, like, what is my life? And like it's just such a thing. Like growing up in high school listening to these bands, you just never thought that like you would be able to do something like that. And I was like, I would have never thought, like, why me? It's just like you just think about so many different things. You're like, how am I doing this? Like growing up, like I loved Linkin Park, and the Hybrid Theory got me through some like dark times, man. Like, like growing up, and I was like, here I am, like not only do they know who my band is, like they asked me to perform a song with them, and I'm just
they know who you are.
Yeah, and like it's just I remember it's that walk there. It was like everything. I know I don't mean to sound like dramatic or like ridiculous, but like the walk there. I remember walking over to their rehearsal spot, and that whole walk, I was like, what is happening? I was like, how is this happening? Like, and then, the door opens up, and then I think, I walk in, and like their drummer is just standing there, and like, I see their guitarist and everything. And I was just like, and I walk around the corner, and there's, Chester and Mike and everything. And I'm just like, and they're like, they're so nice. They were like, come on in, guys, come on in. And then we went over Faint with them, and they were stoked. And then we were making like, we were going back and forth, like making suggestions on what we should do, like parts and everything. And like, I was like, this is so freaking cool, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
wild.
just so unreal. Like,
and
then after that, they, Mike came over, and Mike came after the show or whatever. After we played, Mike goes, hey, we're going to cool off for a minute, but like our bus is right here. You're not too cool to come and have a beer with us. And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, let's go. So we went, and they had us on their bus, and we chatted and talked about music for like an hour or so. And then it was about time for our set, and we're like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like we got to go play. And Mike's like, all right, I'll walk over. So Mike Shinoda walked over and like watched our whole set. And
That's
I was just
crazy.
like, dude, I was like, this is the most insane day ever.
Were you able to stay in touch with those guys or nah?
Chester a little bit. We played another festival with him when he was actually filling in for Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
And then we hung out that day. I forgot what festival it was, like Welcome to Rockville or something like that, but like one of those. But like we were hanging out that day, and like he had me come over, and I watched him play with Stone Temple Pilots, and he like invited me over to their set. And so it was cool, like he just, man, just a really special guy. Like just treated me with like, the utmost respect.
That's
and
awesome.
It killed me when he passed away. So
yeah, R.I.P. man. That was a tough one when I heard about that. That's
yeah, man. That absolutely like just ruined my day. Like bad.
Yeah, that's I don't even know what to say. That's that's a tough one.
It was
crazy.
Was a very heavy day. Yeah,
it's cool to hear, like, for me growing up listening to them, like you always wonder, how are these guys as like people, and to hear, these guys reached out to you, they wanted you to perform with them, and then they didn't just want that, they were like, hey, come hang out, come chill. That's a cool story, man. That's a really cool story.
And like I thought that it was gonna be like, hey, we're gonna go rehearse and play the show, and then we'll go our separate ways. But no, like they were like, let's hang out, like we're here, like let's chill.
That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine that. Just like the idea of, oh, somebody that I've looked up to musically wants me to do something with them. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked, and I yeah, I was very very humbled and just at a loss for words, really.
Yeah, I believe it. So, you sent me some bullet points of just some stuff we wanted to talk about, and I'm curious about the Canadian street fight.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Let's start at the beginning. Let's hear how this all unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'll tell you, it was so hard to even narrow things down. I got stories. I could talk about tour stories for like a week straight.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
It's like, dude, I have stories like just like, oh man, there's so many. But the one that and this was like a specific woe with me. This wasn't an issues thing. So the one that we always still talk about to this day was the Canadian street fight. So so we were in Canada, obviously, and we were on. It was our first tour ever, and so Andrew, I don't know if you know this, but Andrew was in Abandon All Ships, and they took us on our first Canadian tour. So we had just played this show, and there's like this club or something next door, or this bar or whatever, like next door to the venue. So we so there's these, like, I guess you call them like dude bros, like chads and stuff, like just like obnoxious ass, like just douchebags.
Right.
They
guys who aren't going to your show.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I guess something was said. One of these guys said something to Kevin, and like so Kevin was outside by like the trailer or like Abandoned All Ships trailer, and they were in there like in their bus or whatever, and Kevin was like standing outside like eating a burrito, and this guy walks out, and he's kind of like making fun of Kevin because we had the tight pants and everything, and we
look in the part.
Yeah. So we had the hair and all that crap, but he says something to Kevin. He calls him like, I think he calls him like the F word or something, or like calls him like gay or something like that. And then, and then Kevin was like, all right, like cool. Like, you think that's funny? And he just kept like kind of laying into Kevin. He's like, what are you supposed, like, just making fun of him. And Kevin had his burrito, and he just throws it in this guy's face, just without even like hesitation. He just takes his burrito and just chunks it at this guy's face. So these guys, and I guess he had a couple buddies with him. So they walk up to Kevin, and then like they get into like a little scuffle or whatever, and then it gets broken up like 2 seconds. I forgot who it was, but our bus was parked like around the corner or whatever. The Was Me one. So one of the guys from our band or something came and got me and Mitch, our tour manager, and then another whoever else was on the bus was like, hey, Kevin's like gotten into like a little scuffle with these guys. They keep like making fun of him, like they keep calling him names and stuff, and like there's like causing issues. Like come on, let's go like help him out or like back him up.
Right.
So we walked down there. And by the time we got there, it's all broken up. So our tour manager has like a tire iron is, or like a tire stuffer. So he grabs that and he puts it in his back pants and up under his shirt. So we walk over there, and like the guy's like still like just kind of like laying into us. He's like, oh, look who showed up, blah blah blah, just mouthing off, and like he like starts getting in my face. And then like a cop comes over and kind of is like, hey, what's going on? Like blah blah blah. Like break it up, blah blah blah. Like, you go, be on your way. And then the guy was like still mouthing off to me, and I was like, let's go around the corner. Okay, let's go around the corner. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Because there's like 10 of us. Yeah. There's like 10 of us and like 4 of you. Like, dude, come on, let's go around the corner. And I knew that Mitch had grabbed that tire, like the tire thumper or whatever, or tire iron or whatever. And I was like, let's go around the corner. And then he goes, and then the guy was like, hey, as soon as we go around the corner, he's like, I'm gonna knock you out. And I was like, let's go. So we all walk around the corner. So we walk around the corner, and as soon as we get around the corner, the guy swings at me. I move out of the way. He doesn't hit me. And then Mitch pulls out the tire iron, and then he just cracks this guy's arm. And then from there, it's just on. And then we just are in a brawl. And like in the street, and like and we all just start like just fighting in the middle of the road. And then the cops come, obviously, like
Right.
it's just all happening in the middle of the road. Like, we're all just going at it and blah, 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 just swinging and stuff. And then, cops come, they break it up. And then me and Kevin are like, let's get the hell out of here. So we try to take off. And the cop goes, nope, 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 nope. And the cop grabs us and he's like, come here, get over here. And long story short, we basically explained to the cops, like, hey, like they were harassing us all night. Like they did this, he swung it on us first. And he just takes the tire thing or whatever, from Mitch. And they actually arrested that guy that was like harassing Kevin. So
Really?
they were like, get the hell out of here. Like don't come back around here. And we were like, deal.
You guys lucked out there, especially because you're in a different country, you know?
Yeah, we were scared. Like we thought we were going to jail because we and Kevin tried to walk away and get out of here. And then the cop came over and grabbed us and was like, nope, you're going with me. Like, let's go.
That's crazy.
He all sat us down and we were all basically just they were just questioning everybody and everything. And our guitarist at the time I think he got kicked in the face too.
Oh shit.
It was actually we were in it. So
that, dude, you start saying that, and I'm like, this sounds like the Rumblefish fucking book. It's just street brawls. Gang fights.
But we got in a number of fights. If somebody called us a name or if somebody was making fun of us, we did not hesitate. We did not care. We would just punch you in the face.
Yeah,
not that that's
sure.
not that that's the right thing to. The right thing to do, but we didn't care. There's 10 of us.
Right.
We're like, all right, whatever.
How many guys were in the band total?
7.
So then you just traveled with a merch guy, sound guy, and a roadie, or?
Yeah, or we had our tour manager, we had our merch guy, and then we had whoever was teching or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good amount of people to roll up to a fight with.
Yeah, so it's all right.
So were people fucking with you guys a regular thing?
Yeah, they would. I mean, I just because it was mainly just because of what we wore. Which is stupid. We wore the skinny jeans. We had the stupid asymmetrical hair. Looking back now, I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me?
Dude, but everybody did it back then. You know
what
I mean?
Yeah.
That was the thing.
We got called all these names. We got called all kinds of things. One time, it was mainly we got called gay all the time, which we didn't care, but it was just all right, whatever. But one time, we got in another fight, and it was in Oregon, I think. And this kid was calling us names. He was sitting, we were at a McDonald's, and he was sitting in his car, and he called us something. Mitch walks over, his window was open. Mitch walks over and just slaps the shit out of him in the face.
You get what you deserve, man.
Yeah, and then the kid was like, what? and the kid called his buddies, and 3 of his buddies show up, and they get out of the truck, and then we get out of our bus, and they see that there's 10 of us, and they're like, oh shit,
yeah,
and then but Mitch, we didn't even have to fight. Mitch literally just went to town on them, just one by one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one thing about band dudes people don't realize is the skinnier the jeans, the less likely they are to back down,
Yeah, we didn't care. We weren't gonna back down.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That dude called his friends. Dude called his friends. They come up there, it's 3 of them, and then we walk out of the bus, and there was 10 of us, and they were just all right, you just tell, but they still tried to fight, and they got their ass whooped.
That's funny, man. When you guys would tour, were you guys real big pranksters with the people you were touring with? Yeah.
Yeah, we did some pranks. Nothing insane. One time we got in we got in a Roman candle fight with Attila one time. That was pretty funny. We were driving down the road, on the interstate. It started in the parking lot, and we at the venue, and we're shooting Roman candles at each other, and then it was, we were laughing and everything. And then we were driving down the road, and then we just happened to be pulling up next to each other, and we started shooting at each other, Roman candles at each other, driving down the road.
Yeah.
We were trying to shoot it in each other's windows.
That's funny.
But,
Yeah, so a close friend of mine, he was the drummer of Cute Is What We Aim For back in the day.
Okay.
And he was actually on the podcast in like the first 5 episodes probably, but he shared a story where they were doing something similar while they were on tour. They were having a Roman candle fight, and allegedly a field caught on fire. So they like pulled over to like go, stomp it out or whatever. But band dudes, they're just fucking around, still shooting the fireworks off. And they actually all got arrested, and they were like, "What were you doing over there?" And he's like, "Oh, we saw a fire. We were coming over to put it out,
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's a pretty regular thing a lot of bands have done at some point, is with the Roman candles at each other. Yeah. What other kind of pranks?
We would do like tour pranks. Like during the last, there's always that tradition of the last day of the tour, you prank everybody or whatever.
Yeah.
We would just put like, it's so stupid and immature, but like keep in mind, please. We were just kids out of high school.
Yeah.
Like we were stupid. We've all grown up, and we were not the same people. But we would play like, I remember one time at Scarlet Drive, it was the last day of the tour, and we played porn in between every single song. So like the song would end, and you would just hear, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," like coming through the PA. And then they were like, "What is that sound? Like, who keeps playing that?" But like we were at the front of house, and like the song would end, and we're like, "Down," and all of a sudden you just hear, "Oh yeah," yeah. So just stupid, immature.
These transitions
stuff
are
like
crazy.
And then, they got Pornhub in between every single song.
That's funny.
But yeah, just dumb stuff like that. But yeah.
So what were some of the like the cool places that you've been that you never thought you would have got to see while touring?
Dude, I mean, honestly, growing up, I didn't even think I'd make it out of like the South. Like, I was like, man, if I could just go like somewhere outside of like Georgia or Florida, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But oh man, like a lot of like the countries over in like Asia, I've always wanted to go to. Obviously, like Japan's the big one, but like like I never thought I'd even go to like even like the smaller places like the Philippines or like Malaysia. Like I just this little dude from the middle of nowhere, Georgia. I never thought I would ever end up in Malaysia. Like never in a million years. Like people go to like like the main places, well, they'll go to like Europe or like Australia, Japan or something like that. But like I never thought that I would go to like Thailand. Right. Places like that, and even like Eastern Europe, like kind of starting to go into like almost like the Middle East, like places like Budapest and stuff like that, and like it's just crazy, like places like that, like a lot of places like over in Asia, I just never thought that I would be able to go. Like Thailand's absolutely mind blowing. The Philippines, Indonesia, all those places are really, really freaking cool. And
what's it like in those places with like, everyone's just showing up because like I have friends that have, toured in Asia, Japan, all these places. And they've said, when you play a show out there, you book a tour out there, like everyone shows up. Why? Because they may never have a chance to see you again, even if they've never heard of you. They just hear that you're an American band.
They're at the airport when you land.
That's crazy.
They're at the airport, and there's people at the airport when you land waiting for you with like signs and stuff.
That's wild. So you got a little bit of the Beatles treatment there.
It is. It's like it's like yo, I swear we're not Metallica. It's okay.
Yeah.
In Argentina, we did the Falling in Reverse tour. We did a South American tour with Falling in Reverse. dude, they camped out at the hotel. They had to have police come to the hotel and set up a barricade outside the hotel to just like every day, like people could come in and like, get a room or whatever, like, or people that like weren't playing music, obviously like us, could get a room because they had to make a pathway. They had to set up a barricade in the pathway because there was like 200 kids like just standing outside the hotel the entire time we were in Argentina.
That's crazy.
So they had to like make a barricade to let just like, like people so they could actually get into like the hotel.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Anytime I'd walk down to the lobby, I was just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you get that like,
why are y'all here? Like
that star treatment, in these foreign countries.
It's weird. Well, we were in Mexico, man. Like we did Mexico with Bring Me.
Okay.
And we went and we were at this really cool hotel or whatever, with Bring Me or whatever, and like that was like such a crazy experience. And like so at the venue, when we pulled up in the van, they're just a horde of kids just trying to unlock the doors. They're trying to pull open the doors. You have to keep doors locked. They're banging on the windows, and we just all take out our phones and we're just filming.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what? They're trying to break into the van.
That's crazy.
Like they want to get inside the van. Like they're trying to rip open the doors, and we had to go into this gate behind the venue and like close the gate. And so we were in the venue for a little while. We're like, let's go try to explore. And the security was like, I do not recommend that.
Yeah.
Please do not go explore. All right. Well, can we just go back outside and just see like what's kind of around? They're like, yeah, but we'll walk with you. So we go outside. They open up that gate, and as soon as they open up the gate, just like 100 kids start sprinting towards us, and they go, close it.
Holy shit!
Like, and then they like pull us back, and they're just like, I told you, it's not a good idea. And we're like, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. So at what point are you guys getting like nervous or scared when people are trying to break into the van and stuff while you guys are
that was the first time that had ever happened, and we were just kind of laughing. We're like, what is this? Like because we don't think anything of ourselves. We're not like we don't think we're anything like great special, you know. Like we're just like normal dude. We're not like I said, we're not like Metallica or some shit. Like
but as far as they know, you are.
Why are they trying to break in the van? We were just all we were laughing. We were filming it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, when I saw that mob sprinting, because it was literally like something out of like The Walking Dead. Like they were like sprinting like as fast as they could, and then I was like, all right, that's a lot of people coming towards us. Like, let's get back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But but I've never been like scared like that. Like I don't know, like because at the end of the day, they just want something like tangible to like go home with, you know.
Yeah.
Like
they
I
want
get
that
it,
experience.
Like, you know, like I get it. They don't, you know, like they might only see like a band like Bring Me the Horizon like once every like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so you know I get it, but like it's there wasn't like a crazy amount of those moments, but when it did happen, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty cool to just feel like, wow, like this is that's got to be a different experience too, because like you're probably at that point getting somewhat of that experience in America, but not to that extent.
Yeah, every once in a while in America it would be like that, but like you go to another country, it's just a different ball game. Like they're just man, like they're especially like Japan, they're not like that. They'll like show up to like the airport and stuff, and you know, like things like that, but they're so calm and so respectful and just like man, just like the nicest people. Even just like asking for a photo, they're very like not like timid, but like they're just very just like calm and just like very nice and just like, hey, would it be okay if I got a photo with you? Like just very
they ask before absolutely. They actually do it, like people in America would do. People are like, is it okay if I take this picture?
People, and we noticed that too. Like we would come back to America and we'd be like, why is everybody so freaking rude here?
Yeah.
Like God. Just the entitlement is wild.
Yeah, it's something you see online too, you know, like on Twitter and everything going on. Just people are like, who's right and who's wrong in the scenario? Well, clearly the person that's invading another person's space, you know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so when you guys do tour, you're always on a bus now, or like what's the?
No, so what was me? Since we've been back, we haven't really done like an actual tour. We've just done like a handful of like we'll do like a couple shows and then like a festival, and
Okay.
like we'll do like 2 like one-offs and then like a festival. But we had a bus on at Blue Ridge just because we had a bunch of like we had like a bunch of friends and family out on that, and we just wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I think honestly we broke even, but it's fine.
That's not
but
bad
it's fine
though.
just because like we wanted to have a bus because we knew that like we were gonna have friends out and stuff and like family and everything.
Mhm.
So we wanted a place to be able to like chill during the day and like cool off and like be comfortable with our family and stuff.
Mhm.
So
What's some of the reactions you've gotten from people like being out, you know, on the playing these shows, as far as them meeting you and them expressing themselves, you guys being back?
obviously like we have the people that have been there for like since the beginning and they are just like, I never thought I'd see you guys play again, like this is awesome. But like so many people think we're just like a new band, which is awesome, which I love that. Like I'm totally okay with that. Like
Right.
the response, obviously there's those core fans that know us, but like a lot of people I'm saying like some of the reaction videos that people have done to like Red and stuff. I saw people doing the reaction to like Red and thinking that like we were just a brand new band, like, and I'm like, okay, I'll take that's fine. Like, if you're just now finding out about us, at least we're getting it out there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for sure. Hey, go back and check out numbers. Go,
Yeah, like, so so I'll take it. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're just now hearing about us, or if like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are like, so apparently this new band, what was me? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, a fan's a fan. Who cares? If they were there from the beginning or if they were there yesterday.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's like I'm glad that we're reaching new people. So
for sure, that's always the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys first started touring, did you guys ever do the grind? Did you ever do the DIY and, in a shitty 12 passenger van that's breaking down?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We did we did a 15 passenger. I've done so many 15 passengers, and just like, making like $5 a day, like having like a $5 buyout. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, do I want to go get some, do I want to spend this $5 at like the gas station and get some snacks, or do I want to go get like a double cheeseburger at McDonald's? Like,
yeah.
So I've been there. I've had to decide, having to decide like where I want to spend my $5, like, and that's the whole meal for the day. So
it's that idea too of like, am I gonna go to McDonald's and get like $4 menu items, or am I gonna use this crisp $5 bill for a beer?
Yeah, literally.
Or are we all gonna put our money together and go buy a 30 rack?
Yeah. Am I gonna get a Four Loko with this, or am I gonna get an Egg McMuffin? Like,
yeah, a real Four Loko too. None of that fake shit that's out today.
No, yeah. I lived through that. Yeah. I was around when the OG Four Loko was out.
Dude, when I was in high school, I was drinking Tilt. Did you ever drink Tilts?
I know what Tilt was.
Oh, they were disgusting.
Dude, I remember that. Dude, yeah. I probably have brain damage from the original Four Lokos.
Same. I used to chug them, and like now I don't even drink now. So I look at that and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Dude, we used to get me and Ben and Corey and everybody. We used to go bowling all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to go we would go to the bowling parking lot and chug a Four Loko and then go inside and bowl.
That sounds like a blast, honestly.
Oh man. But yeah.
All right, what is a must listen to for or listen through for you on tour? Is there like a record that you're like, all right, we're touring, we're driving, put this record on, no matter what, every tour you got to do it?
Right now, do our thing. It's so stupid. Right now, have you heard like Dixon Dallas?
I don't think so.
Dixon Dallas. Oh, he's the guy it's been everywhere. Like it's Jake Hill, but he does this like country.
Is that the
like
redhead
parody.
dude?
What's that?
Is that the redhead dude?
No.
Okay.
But he has this song. He's like, he's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides.
I have heard that.
Yes. So, dude, we've been playing that shit non-stop, dude.
That's hilarious.
Like we just, dude, like the Dixon Dallas, like it's so funny. And like we did a show with Until I Wake, and we're like, y'all heard Dixon Dallas? And they're like, no. And we put it on. They're like, what the fuck is this? So but yeah, like Dixon Dallas, like we've been on that. So we've been on that kick. Or Lakeview recently. Lakeview, they're like so we all, it's weird because we all grew up in Georgia, you know, like we're from the South, so we love country, but Lakeview incorporates like metal with country, and I highly recommend it if you haven't heard them. But we'll listen to Home Team by Lakeview, and that gets us like absolutely pumped, like for the show.
I'll have to check that out.
Actually, and Cody from Wage War, I think, was a writer on that song too. So
very cool.
So if I grew up in the South, so I grew up on country. It's just I was always around it, so I know country, but had really no other choice. But I do like a decent amount of country. I'm very particular on it, but like there's a lot of shit country out there. But Home Team by Lakeview. That song just that gets us going.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a listen for sure.
Yeah.
And then is there any place on tour, like food wise or anything, that you're like, when we come through here, I have to go here. It's a must stop.
Oh yeah, there's a couple. The Outbacks in Japan are awesome. I'm just kidding. No.
They have this thing. It's like an onion.
Dude, they don't have like chains, but like they have Outback Steakhouse in Japan, and I know where it is in every city, like Nagoya, like Osaka. Like I will, dude. I got to, because we went there like 3 or 4 times. So like by my 3rd time there, I was like, I know where every single Outback is in all the cities. Like
yeah,
but no, but like there's a couple spots like that. In Chicago, I know it's not everybody's like thing, but like I love deep dish. But what's it called? Lou Malnati's in Lou Malnati's in Chicago. I love that shit. Like I gotta get it when I'm there.
Hell yeah, that's great. I think I've actually had, that's the first deep dish I ever had. Lou
Malnati's.
Yeah.
So had it.
I enjoy deep dish, but have you ever had pizza in like Buffalo, New York?
No.
We have like a little bit thicker of crust that like rises.
Okay.
The pizza in Buffalo, man, it's really good. Like if you guys tour and hit up Buffalo, reach out. I'll bring you a pizza. I'll show you how it's done. It's great, man. It's the food out here is really good. But between that and the wings.
So are you familiar with Gabriel's Gate?
Yeah.
I've eaten there like so many times, and their wings are great.
See, their wings are great, but they are not the best wings.
Okay.
The best wings are Barbill, and it's like a little bit outside the city, so like a half-hour drive, maybe 40 minutes from the city, but it's like the best wings you'll ever have.
All right.
Shout out Barbill.
I'm about it.
If you guys hit up,
I've had Gabriel's Gate like a handful of times, and
yeah,
every time
they're great.
There,
they are great, especially if you're in the city, playing at one of the venues like Town Ballroom or something. Like they are a good spot because it's in the city. It's not far. But if you guys come through, let me know, hit me up, and I'll make it happen, man.
All right. Fair.
For sure. All right, man. Well, we're winding down here. I appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun. This is a great episode. If there's
Absolutely.
anything that you would like to promote, tell the people about social media, anything like that, now's the time.
Yeah, we are working on our third single right now. It's almost done. It's very, very close to being done. So thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for sharing the new songs, Red and Ghost. It's really cool to see people's reaction and how excited everybody is. And we're done with shows for this year, but we want to hit 2024 hard. So we hope to see you there. And basically the rest of the year, we're just writing and putting out more songs.
Awesome.
So.
Love to hear that. Guys, gals, keep an eye out for anything they got going on. The new music, if you haven't listened yet, go ahead and give it a listen. Like he said, they have new stuff they're going to be recording. Keep eyes and ears peeled for that. StouryTime Pod across all platforms. Tell a family member, tell a friend, help spread the word. Anything that Mike's got going on will be down below in the description. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Appreciate it, man.
Bye, bitch.